Okay, I'll give you more permission. There we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alara Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And my good friend, Susan Kennard, is back with us. And today we are talking about stepping into the seamless love of Ascension. So part of what we're going to discuss today is how our planet has shifted. So has our vibration, and it's time to move into seamless love. And now more than ever is the time to step into seamless love. So Susan and her guides will tune in, give healing and readings in the Heart Chakra, which is what connects you to seamless love. And is your vibration reflecting, deserving, and worthy of love? Is your vibration reflecting, deserving, and worthy of abundance? And blocks in the Heart Chakra affect our money, abundance, relationships, health, and physical bodies. And Susan and her guides will be looking into your Heart Chakra and will be pinpointing the specific ages of inner child trauma or past life blocks held in your chakra. Wow. We're going to receive an activation of seamless love on the call. So there's a lot. We have a lot going on today on this call. And for those of you who don't know Susan, she's been on our show many, many times. We love having her on the show. You all love having her on the show. Susan is known as a spiritual scientist. She originally trained in psychology and psychotherapy over 20 years ago, and in the last 12 years added many energy healing modalities to her practice. And Susan has an extensive toolbox which has allowed her to create her own unique way of working. And Susan has been a therapist for over 20 years, and in that time has specialized in helping people to clear their trauma on all different levels. Susan is trained in meta health, helping people to find their own inner healer and facilitating their healing journey of the body. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what Susan is doing right now and some new stuff that's happening. Some of you already know, but we'll talk about it on the show. And for those of you who are watching or on Facebook, you can't, I don't look at the questions on Facebook in the comments and on Facebook at all. So if you want to really participate, come to the Zoom, okay? So, I just want to let you know, because that's not happening. I can't do both. I cannot. So Susan, welcome back to the show. So glad you're here.
Oh, thanks, Alara. Yeah, it's good to see you. It's been an interesting time for you, definitely, hasn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Navigating this 3D world and reality, and also remembering who you are, right? So it's and that's really, what we're all going through is this oscillation between the third, fourth, and fifth and higher dimensions. And the third dimension is that fear dimension. So yeah, we are like in that human fear dimension some of the time, and then other times we're stepping into fourth and fifth and higher. Yeah, absolutely. Towards, we're in Ascension, we're in the Ascension process. It doesn't just happen. Like, we don't just go one day I'm not in Ascension and the next day I am. It's just like this ongoing oscillation the guides give it.
Absolutely. And some days, we're going to feel like, hey, we're doing great, we're on the path, everything is hunky-dory, and other days like, oh, not so great in this moment. And that's okay too, right?
Yeah. And this week especially, we're walking towards, we're in the Lion's Gate now, but we're walking towards that with the new moon obviously in Leo. But the one thing that I didn't write on my blurb is I'm an intuitive astrologer as well. So I love the science of astrology. So I look at astrology and what's going on with people in their charts. And I can see at the moment that, the intensity of the Mars aspect in Venus is really, bringing up a huge amount of heart chakra stuff, around relationships, around money and abundance always, but relationships big time, really the frustrations and the decisions around relationships are coming up a lot for people.
Absolutely. And not just relationships with others, but even your own relationship with yourself and with
absolutely.
Spirit, like all of that is actually all combined, right?
Exactly.
I just want to say really quickly, because I said it before we went live, but if you do have a question for Susan is going to be taking some live caller questions, doing some readings. You can raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat. For those of you who don't know how to raise your hand, somebody has written in the chat how to do that, but it is under reactions or participants, depending on if you're on your phone or tablet or computer, like what, it depends on where you are. But there is a way to do it. So look at the chat, see what's there, look at reactions, look at participants, you know, it's possible, right? So please, and if you cannot, and you really don't know how, just let me know in the chat and I will make sure that we pick you. But you will, at that point, you will have to unmute, okay? So you're gonna have to figure that out. All right, so Susan, like I said, we have a lot to talk about today, right? There's lots on the agenda, but I wanted to start off by talking about the importance of the heart chakra. You know, I have been working with my clients for a long time now to get out of the head, come down to the heart chakra, get out of the head, come down to the heart chakra, right? And all the magic for me happens in the heart chakra. You know, it's like, it's a very powerful center, right? And for me, it's the place where we access who we truly are, and we access our connection with source, our connection even with our guides. Everything happens for me anyways through the heart chakra. And I'll be honest, there was a time in my life when I did not feel my heart chakra at all. So I get it if some of you are like, I don't feel it, right? I get that. But you know what? There are tools and tips and techniques that you can use to work with your heart chakra to open it up and actually be, you know, working with it and connecting with it. So let's start. I love my questions. You know, it's like it starts off with one and it goes off into like 500 questions at once. So let's let's talk about the importance of the heart chakra.
So the reflections of the heart chakra, you know, if we're reflecting out, and there's no judgment with any of this, but if we're reflecting out the vibration of love, and we're really coming into our heart space and we're really expanding that out, then we have that love for ourselves, of course, but we also are reflecting it. So that love comes back, and the opportunities and experiences and friendships and relationships and, you know, the feeling of peace and unity comes through, and we're really living with that, you know, when our heart chakra is open. And just examples, because I have to just be excited about it. A really beautiful example is that when I sent off my proposal to the Hay House writers, I know you know about this, Alara, when I sent it off to the Hay House writers competition in October was the time it was open, but I sent it in April. I sent it off, and I sent it off with complete love for the collective. And I just said, you know what, if this is meant to be out there, if my book's meant to be out there, Awaken the Light Within from Your Heart, actually, if it's meant to be out there, then that's it. Yeah. So you only ever write a book, right, for a healing message and not for yourself. And you know, I won, you know, one of the places as to be published. So that was really exciting. And I won the publishing contract. And even though I just handed it over and sent it over, I still had this feeling of, I wonder if, my human bit, you know, I wonder if, and I tried to surrender it as much as possible. But I was so excited about the fact that my message would go out to the world, that until I got that email from the director of the UK division saying, we'd like to formally congratulate you, I'm like, really? What for? Because I kind of forgotten it at that moment. It was exciting. So that is an example of, and so I talk to my groups about, it's an example of putting out from your heart the reflection of what you want for others, for the collective. And, you know, and that to me is mission. And it is, when you're in alignment with that, then the universe lines up for you. And so it doesn't mean I do no work on myself. You know, you and I, Laura, you know, we're constantly in this flow of, you know, aligning and tweaking and raising the vibrations. I'm doing celery juicing and, you know, all this stuff, like we're, you know, constantly in awareness of it. But when you feel that you're in this flow of abundant opportunity, it's because your heart center is shining that light out to the world for the collective. And that's what really our mission is. You know, we can it's about us, of course, it's the love of ourselves, but it is also about really having that vision and that holding the space for others in their life as well, because we're soul in a body having the human and human expression experience, and we came to raise consciousness, and we came to be here to be a light for others, and every single person here and anyone listening after is a light for others. We just need to access that light within first and awaken that light within. And by doing that, by healing our bits and pieces and our dusty bits and, you know, the traumas and the childhood and the this and the that and the thought forms, we are able to expand that out. So long answer to a very short question. But, you know, I wanted to give that example because when you feel that joy in your heart, most of the time, I'm not going to say 100% of the time, you know, when I'm racing around taking my children different places and I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, we're running on linear time here, we've got to get there, you know, you've got to get your shoes on, you've got to get your wellies on, you know, we've got to sort it out. That is not in my 100% joy, okay, of alignment. But when I'm in my mission, when I'm on my mission, when I'm in service, 100% joy. And it really lights me up. So this is what I'm really talking about. You know, none of us are perfect. 100%, we are not always in our joy. But when we can come into that heart, like Alara is saying, you can come into that heart space and really feel that sense of connection, then you're halfway there.
Yeah. And I think for most of us, the trick is to be more in joy for more parts of the day than less, right? So for example, I had a fairly good day, you know, I had a little bit of a challenge, but the joy was greater than the challenge. I was in greater amount of joy for the day than I was in the challenge, right? Okay, so I was like, all right, I did it, you know. But if I would have gone the other way, it's like, okay, I had a bit of joy, but this situation really brought me down, and I was like focusing on that for like hours and hours and hours, then that is for me not a healthy situation at all, right? So, you know, like, yes, we go through stuff during the day, we have experiences, challenges, shit happens, right? But it's like, how can we get ourselves back to that place of center, back to that place of joy, back to that place of connection with our heart, instead of the emotional drama and trauma and the mental games that we sometimes play with ourselves, right? We do, right?
One of the things I think is really helpful, it's very, very simple, is I am source, I am light, I am God. And when you are in the I am presence, even if there might be times when you think, oh my goodness, you know, it's hard, I've got to pay this, I haven't got the money for this, whatever it might be for people, or I'm arguing with someone, or I'm feeling all of these emotions. When we can come into that I am presence of, you know, we take off our jacket, which is obviously our body. If we took our jacket off for just a couple of seconds, underneath would be the true source, the light, the divinity, the I am presence of God. And then we put our jacket back on. But with our jacket off, we're like, well, actually, there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to even worry about in any sense. I am just being who I am. Yeah. And then we put our jacket on. It's like, oh, I can't do that. I'm sure I'm not deserving of that. You know, all the thoughts that go around, oh, I've got to do that. I've got to do this, you know, all that stuff. And that's the human part. Yeah. And that's the bit we're kind of navigating right now. We're always navigating, but I think with this ascension pathway that we're really on, we're really looking at this part of us that's human. And, you know, being connected, we're going to do a process later, but being connected to our Earth Star and Mother Earth, to Gaia, and connected to unified light of consciousness, and all of that together allows us to be in that present moment. And like you said, Alara, like there are parts of a day, which is, you know, a day, and there are parts of a day where it's, oh, that was really good. Well, that wasn't so good. Oh, I've got to do that. That's overwhelming, you know. But actually to find those parts, as you said, that you can see the light in, you can see the source in, you can see the reflection of you in, I think is, you know, in my opinion, how we can get through all of those situations. And the collective as well, maybe not people here necessarily, but others that perhaps haven't realized who they are. It's our not job, but it's our representation of source that allows people to perhaps question narratives and question another's perception of something coming from a place of fear. And it just allows people to bring that light in a little bit more by representing.
And even when we are going through certain challenges, having certain experiences, loving that part of ourselves, loving that, loving that humanness of us, instead of judging ourselves. It's like, oh crap, I did it again, or oh, why did I go down that spiral again? Instead of judging, say, oh yeah, okay, interesting. All right, I still have a little bit of work to do, but you know what? I have love and compassion for myself because this situation was shit. And it's like, yeah, okay, but I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. But yeah, a little bit there.
And we've got this far, haven't we? Let's face it.
Exactly.
We chose to be here at this time, and we've got this far, and it can only be better now, right?
It can only get better. It can only get better. Absolutely.
It can only get better. Yeah.
All right. So let's, and that's the thing. We are shifting. The planet is shifting. We're going through a major shift right now with the Lionsgate portal and, the 8/8 and all of that. It's a big, huge shift. A lot of stuff is coming up for us. And that's why it's so important, like you said, stepping into the seamless love, because from that place of seamless love is where you're going to be able to kind of like ride the wave with more ease.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's it. And, I was in the sensory float yesterday. So that's me time, and I'm talking about me time here. And it's one of those pods that almost looks like a futuristic pod and a float, and it's full of Epsom salts, but it's really high. So it's almost like you're in the Dead Sea and floating, right? And that's where I was able to spend an hour talking to my teams. So the thing is when you're in that space of coming into the peace, coming into that silence within your heart, then you get your answers in the silence. And I think that is where you can come back to that remembering as well. But you don't have to go into a pod to do it. You can actually, when my children were little, the only time I got on my own was in the toilet.
Yep, same, absolutely, same here.
So I would go into the bathroom and shut the door and be like, I've got 1 minute. Good. I just ground myself and come into that, because mine are now 13 and a half and 12, but they haven't always been that old. They were babies before that. And
but you have a puppy too, right?
We do have a puppy. We have a puppy called Buddy, who's doing very well, who's 17 months now.
And does he follow you into the bathroom like mine does? So well, I don't have peace anymore then either now. It's like, oh, great.
He follows me absolutely everywhere, but we have a baby gate at the bottom of the stairs, so he can't come upstairs. So at the downstairs loo he goes into, but he basically follows me everywhere. Yeah, I know exactly what it's like. So saying that, so that it's really important for us to have these little memories of how we can come back into that peace moment and finding things that are really valuing ourselves, and what the guides are saying is honoring ourselves, and that that part of us, like honoring who we are and just saying, what, actually, as you said, Laura, sometimes things are pretty rough, but actually honoring the fact, when the council come in, they honor us. They're like, oh my goodness, like they're so honoring that the fact that we chose to come at this time, because this is not just a master's degree. This is like way up in the doctorates, and higher than that, because we chose not just university, we chose like the hardest task.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, isn't that fantastic that we were strong enough as souls and light enough and been here many times that we knew that we could do it. Yeah.
And we are doing it. That's the thing. We are doing it. Right. So pat yourself on the back, say, yes, I'm doing it, because sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit and acknowledgement for everything that you have been through and everything you are going through right now. Right. I mean,
exactly.
With the whole Robert thing, it's like, It's been tough, but he's doing great. And so I was like, yep, we're getting through this,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
and
really pleased he's doing great. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
really
he's doing
pleased.
great.
And
Yeah.
all these things, they always say, don't they, that, we only get given what we can handle.
That's what they say. So that just shows you how strong you really are and how capable you really are, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Even when you think like, can't do it. Yes, you can.
And
So,
communities like this as well, like
oh
your
yeah.
community, Alara, just to say, find your community, find your tribe, find your, because that really supports you and helps you as well. This being in this community is really, really important for people.
Oh, I couldn't have done it without the support and love and blessings from my community. Absolutely not. They have been so wonderful and so kind and so generous and so patient, and like just everything blew me away. It's like, I had no expectations, of course, and so then I was like blown away. But absolutely, you need a support system of some sort. You need community. You need to, I know we can't all get together yet physically, but Zoom is great. WhatsApp is great. Facebook Messenger is great. Connect, because we all need that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And and I feel soon that we will be able to choose to connect physically. And I think that will be coming soon. I really feel that there will be opportunities in 22 and 23 where that will be opening up,
Yeah.
but we have to also embrace where we are. I was working with a client today, and we were just saying that actually I'm in the UK. I'm not going to be flying anywhere. I'm choosing not to fly, as I cancelled my holiday to Corfu, Alara. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Beautiful Corfu that I went to last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as I cancelled it, I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I'm just going to stay here.
Yeah, that's like
and we
me,
have to, the
this
beautiful
year
country we live in.
I can't go home this year, so it's like, all right, maybe next year, hopefully next year, fingers crossed for next year, so it's kind of like, we're all missing home, we're all missing our routines, we're all missing our family, or, our physical family, right? We're missing that, but at the same time, we are receiving support from our guides, our angels, our support team, our energetic support team is always there, right? And I think
absolutely
right now is a great time for all of us to continue to reach out to our energetic support team to bolster and shore up our heart energies so that we can, get through this with even more grace.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. More than ever.
Yeah. I think more, like we really need to reach out to that support system. It's always there for us, right? And it is,
Asking
like
it is
it's all
given.
about change. Yeah. Asking it is giving, but we have to ask, and so many of us, we don't ask for it. I don't know, for whatever reason, we don't deserve, we're not worthy, I don't want to bother them. All of those wonderful, ideas, right?
I mean, if we could see it as a human thing, actually their job and their role is to be bothered.
So we're depriving them of their job, of their
service.
work, of of what they need to do for themselves as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah. All right, so let's talk about, I just talked a little bit about deserving, worthy of love, worthy of abundance, so like I said, sometimes we don't ask our guides and support team for assistance and help because we don't feel deep within that we're worthy of it, right? So let's talk a little bit about that.
And we also perhaps don't feel that we can trust it. Yeah. And so when I look at the energy with people with the soul star and the earth star and all of the other energy centers, if I see a space in between the soul star and the crown, I know that there is a lack of trust in the flow of the channel. Yeah. And so I can see that. And I would say that trust is one of the key things. And when we have trust, then we can start to feel that sense of deserving of that information, if it's information we get, or that feeling that we are loved, or that feeling that we're valued, or that feeling that we are deserving of that love from the universe. because the reflection of universal love is obviously every love.
Yeah.
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 I'm just seeing some notes coming up on the screen here. I'm going to actually put full screen on and just let you see the notes.
Exactly.
There we go.
Yeah.
Because obviously I work on Zoom, so I'm used to seeing messages coming up on the side. So I'm going to turn it off so that you can just read them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because sometimes it can be distracting, and I heard a sound, but I guess it's gone now, whatever that was. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And so we have a lot of people with their hands raised for probably for questions per se, but readings, right? To give to readings about their heart chakra, what is blocking them. But, you know, which we'll try and get to as many as we can. But at the and we're going to do a healing process as well at the end, right? So to receive that activation of seamless love, with which everybody needs to really be present with and really receive and be a part of, right? But the blocks that we may have in our heart chakra, we all have blocks. So if somebody says, do I have a block? The answer is yes, you have a block, right? That's why you're here. That's why you're going through all the stuff you're going through. Yes, you have a block. But so don't even ask that, because yeah, you do. Okay. But the question is, you know, what kind of a block, right? And how is it affecting you, right? And so,
also which level it's on. So, you know, I'll get shown if it's a childhood block, if it's past life, if it's ancestral, if it's something else, whatever the guides will tell me. So I'll get shown that.
And then when we do the activation, is that going to help to clear that block or heal that block in some way?
So what they'll probably do, because I can't really just read for people, I would rather help people. You know, if I see something, then the guides will show me, then we would like to clear it. But what we'll do is it will be a vibrational clearing for everybody. So whoever gets to be read today, then everybody will benefit from it. Okay, so that's what we'll do. So there'll be lots of mini healings going on, because I can't just read for someone.
No, I know, right? It's like,
exactly. I couldn't do that.
I know. I'm the same way. It's like, I can't just say you have this block and then leave it at that, you know. It's like,
no,
how is that
right.
kind? But also, like, for all of you, for everybody here on the call, please listen to each other's questions and receive the healing clearing that, you know, Susan and her guides are going to provide. We don't all have to ask the same question. What is my money block? Do I have a money block or whatever? We don't have to all ask if, you know, somebody already asked a question and there's a healing done. You know, like, be willing to receive the healing that is going to be given for everybody, is basically what I'm saying. Okay.
And I think what I would like to do, if this works for you, Lara, is I'm going to actually, I've already prepared the space before I came on, but I'd like to just prepare the space and just release anything that is not for our highest and best good, because there's quite a big group here. And so I want to do that. And then I do just want to, what I'm getting from my guides is just to actually, they're just going to take us through a little connection to the heart, so we can actually just access it ourselves. This isn't the activation, but this is just like a little connection exercise they're giving me, and they're showing it to me now. So this is what they would like to do. So I don't want to just go in and like people go, well, what is this question? I want everyone to be in the same vibrational space, so they can hear it really and receive.
Absolutely. And this connection exercise is something that they can do again and again for themselves afterwards.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm only saying that because, like, guys, like, you know, we share so many different things on all these calls, so many different processes, so many different exercises. Like, you have so many tools available for you. Please use them. Okay, just try and start using all the different.
And I don't know who's going to come in and do this, and this is my trust complete. You know, I don't really know what they're going to do, but I can see clairvoyantly that they're showing me this, so I'm just going to go with that in a moment when we're ready. But yeah, if the questions could be, I know Laura said, you know, don't just give the same questions, but when we've come into our heart, what you're going to get is more of a sense of a question that is more heart based, so rather than head based, because we've all got, you know, as you said, right at the top of the call, Alara, quite often we're in our heads and we're now trying to work things out. And of course, we don't know what we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we can't think about something that we don't know the answer to. So then we just go round and round and round. But if we come into our heart, then quite often we get the answer, or we get a little jog towards what we might need to ask.
Yeah. Yeah. And so for all those of you who already have your hands raised, I really want you to go into your heart space. And when we do this process, then ask if you really need to ask a question. Okay. Ask yourself, do I really need to ask this question? Whatever question it happens to be. Okay.
Because I think it's important to say that, you know, we are facilitators, and we're, you know, Lara, myself, and all the others that come on the show, we're healers, but we are facilitators to allow you to access those parts of you as well, aren't we? Yep. You know, it's not just about somebody doing something to you or for you. It's a beautiful relationship together, a team, essentially.
It is all within you, all the answers that you are searching for. And we all say this all the time. And even I, like, you know, it's like, they really truly are. If you're able to go within and be silent and be still and ask the question from your heart space, not from your mind, not from fear, not from ego, from your heart space, quietly, you'll get the answer. I promise.
But sometimes we can't do that. Sometimes we do need a little bit of help. And sometimes it's just that little bit of help that says, oh, yes, I actually felt that. And that makes sense to me now. And
the validation,
the healing, that takes place in that, doesn't it? Yeah, that validation, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
go ahead. You want to
do? Okay, so with that, okay, all right, good. 1 sec. So let's just come into our heart space and put our hands on our heart. And just imagine for a moment that underneath your hands, you can feel a golden ball of light expanding as you breathe. So just breathe normally as I just prepare and create a sacred space. Create all that is. It's commanded that you pull, clear, cancel, and delete on all 4 levels and resolve on the history level. For everyone here present and anyone listening after. Any waywards, any watches, any entities, any attachments, any thought forms, anything that does not serve us, anything that's not of the light, and create a beautiful, pure, sacred space for healing, for listening, for acknowledging, and for understanding more about who we are at this time of expansion and ascension. 'Tis done, 'tis done, 'tis done. Thank you, show me. Okay, so just come back into your heart space. And I want you now to imagine that that golden light is expanding throughout the whole of your body. That you become this sparkling energy of light. And you start to remember, with this essence of peace that you're starting to feel, who you truly are. This divine being of light, choosing a physical body this time. Just connect with that knowing. And I want you to imagine that there is a beautiful star underneath your feet. And this is your Earth star. And this connects you to Mother Earth, to Gaia, and to the part of you that is human, that manifests in human form. And then take a deep breath. And imagine that above your head you can see another star. And this is your soul star. This is your star that connects you to the unified light of consciousness. All that is. That we are one. And I want you to imagine that that star is shining down on you. And what the guides are showing me is a rainbow light. Beautiful colours of the rainbow. almost like crystalline light flooding through each one of your cells. So you are now in this bubble of rainbow protection, and you are connected to your heart energy. And I want you now to invite in your guides, your helpers, the angelic realms, and of course, the council that walk with you in every lifetime. And I want you just to ask in your heart, what do I need to know about the energy in my heart chakra? Just listen. And just feel that sense of peace and love throughout, knowing that you're always loved by your guides, by your angelic realms, and your loved ones in spirit too. And when you feel ready, you can come back. So if you still feel you have a question after coming into your heart space, and maybe you didn't hear the answer, whatever it might be, you're going to be asking that question now from a place of connection, as opposed to a place of the mind.
Absolutely. So there's, like I said, a lot of people with their hands raised. So it's going to be interesting to hear some of the questions, right? So stay in your heart space as you ask, right?
And I'll try and do it laser so that I get around it reminds me of the days on the platform when I used to do platform readings of giving evidence of survival, and I had to go around about 20 people. So it was a good starting place.
All right, so we're going to go with I'm going to try and choose some new people that we don't normally call on right away. So Patricia Jones, you want to unmute yourself? Patricia Jones, you want to unmute your audio?
Find her on there.
Otherwise, we'll go to the next person.
Okay. Sorry, here I am.
She's there, she's there.
Awesome.
So sorry. I was like pushing everything on my phone. So thank you for your patience. Susan, I haven't talked to you. It's been ages and ages since I've talked to you. Yes, I was so excited. Yeah, I was so excited when I saw you were on today.
I can't see you. Oh, I can see you're on the telephone. Okay, yeah, I can see you at the top with your beautiful picture. Hi, nice to see you.
Yes, thank you. You too. Yeah, so that was a beautiful dropping into our hearts that you did, and so just absolutely right away, emotion about like would love to know. I would really love to have a partner that's aligned with me. It's been a very long time, and also move into my service, of what to do here. So it seems, and I'm getting ready to move physically. So there's just a lot of stuff that's up right now. Really love to know, because I do get lost in my mind quite a bit, and it's like I just love to know what level of blockage and where in my heart that I really just want to be able to drop in,
Yeah, and so Patricia, the first thing that I see with you energetically, so I'm just obviously energetically seeing it, is almost like a veil in front of you, and this veil in front of you is just the guides are showing me is that you really can see through it, but it's kind of blocking you from seeing really clearly. And so now I'm going to look into, they're showing me into, so it's almost like my guides are my inner vision, if that makes sense to you. So they're showing me now into, they show me everything actually, but I'm asking them to pinpoint into the heart field. And as I look into the heart field, okay, I don't know if you can feel that, but we're going right in.
Yeah.
So we're going right into the heart field. And what I'm seeing is actually a galactic space here. And they're showing me right in, and they're showing me times before, and this may or may not resonate with you in your mind, but we've had many times before in many dimensions and galaxies and so on. And I'm seeing this, and the Galactic Council is stepping in behind you, because I feel you've had many lifetimes where you have felt that you haven't completed your mission. All right. So when I say that to you, how does that feel to you? Okay.
Great. Yeah.
Okay. So what that's doing, so it's already coming forward a little bit. So it's no longer black, it's actually coming forward, and it's more of a dark blue energy now. So it's actually, by just acknowledging that, I can see it transforming. Okay. So we can see this, and the Galactic Council are here very much, and this is the Palladian Collective, my team that work with me as well, and they're coming in because there is a level of resentment. I don't mean that in a judgmental way, by the way, but there's a level of resentment held in the heart field. Now, what this resentment, we're going to clear this. So what this resentment is doing, Patricia, is it's actually stopping the receiving of love. Okay, thank you. It's stopping the receiving of love. So what they're going to do is come in, it's like a tone they come in with, a healing tone, a vibrational tone, and this heals the resentment held in the heart field regarding receiving love, they're saying to me. So I'm going to watch what they're showing me clairvoyantly, in the sense of energetically within your field. And this is also preventing the divine complement, your partner, the divine complement from coming in, because the divine complement that is there for you is a vibrational match to receiving love. And you made a decision that you would not settle for less. I love this. This is great. This is your higher self talking. I would not settle for less. And it was almost like you had to, do you feel like you've gone through, or you're going through the dark night of the soul? Because it's almost like you chose to go through that so that you wouldn't just take anyone. All right. So this is great. This is exciting, really exciting. Okay, so let me just bring them in. So I'm just asking them which color to give you so that you can visualize this in your heart. Magenta. Okay, so everybody visualize this and receive this as well. But Patricia specifically, really imagine when the tone comes through, a beautiful magenta, sparkling energy flowing into your heart space. Okay. And I won't be able to talk when I'm doing the tone, but I'll talk to you about what I saw afterwards. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, I lost your sound. Is it just me?
Susan, you there? Susan, we can't hear you. Nope. There you go.
Oh, you're back. I'm
You-
back.
Yeah, you're back.
So sometimes with my members say this, sometimes when the galactics come in with the tone, it's of a vibration that just changes the whole radio waves. So that's happened before. Roshni's here, I think, and she'll tell you the same, that it does happen sometimes. So Patricia, how do you feel?
Well, during all of that, I was just crying and crying, lots of releasing, and yeah, it was beautiful, feeling of spaciousness now in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also what I'm hearing will be really helpful is say on to the end, because the heart activation of seamless love will really help you. So it's almost like we had to do that work first so that you could receive that activation.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, that was beautiful.
You're
Awesome.
welcome.
Thank you,
You're
Patricia.
welcome.
And that was so powerful for.
Oh, you've muted yourself, Lara.
Yeah, that was so powerful for so many people, because you were talking about soul mission at the beginning, and then you were talking about I don't even know. It's like yeah, it can definitely a lot of people can definitely resonate with it, right? So awesome.
And resentment is a really key one. Interesting how it came up first, because when we have a vibration of resentment, and mother is a key one, if we have resentment of mother, is it really stops the flow of receiving love, because mother is Mother Earth as well. So mother is, Gaia, and, our true aspect of being here in this human form. So
for sure.
All
right, Layla, you want to unmute yourself?
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hi, Layla. Oh, she's up there. Okay. Hi, Layla.
My question is about an experience I'm having with my computer, where I'm not getting emails, and I've asked for help from various different sources, and I don't receive what I need. And it really hurts in my heart.
So the computer is the symptom, we might say, the catalyst of accessing something within your heart that is unresolved. So when you connect in with that emotion, okay, I'm not receiving the help I need. What emotion is that?
What I hear is anger.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So when we can access that, as much as we don't want to go there, when we can access that, then we actually start to, the guides love to be really specific. So we actually then can find that vibrational block. Okay. So we need to thank your computer, right?
Yes.
As much as you don't want to thank that computer for not bringing your emails in and so on, but you actually need to thank that computer, because it was a catalyst for you to be able to access this anger. So let me just have a look for you, my love. Okay. Okay. 8 years old. Okay. All right. So Layla, what I'm actually being given here, oh, this is great. We can do some work with Mother Mary here. So I can see you at 8 years old. And so what I see is the essence of you around 8 years old, held in the heart. Now, slightly outside of the heart field. Now, what that shows me is that this 8-year-old part of you is holding the fear. Now, there's only ever fear or love, and anger is on the line going towards love, but it's nearer fear than it is love. So everyone here who has felt, perhaps in their childhood, there was a time where they felt afraid, pretty much all of us, right? Then this will be really helpful. But I see you as an 8-year-old, and I see you, and the feeling I get here, what the guides are showing me, is a sense of everything being pulled away from me. And actually, I can really feel the emotion. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I can actually really feel the emotion. So I know that everything was pulled away from me, almost like the feeling like I'm left to my own devices. Does this make sense to you, Layla?
Yes.
Yeah. And so there is this, and it's not really big, Layla, because when I see the child aspect near the heart, that tells me that you're really ready to bring this in and heal this child. If it was way outside of you in your energy field, I would know that there was, a lot of work there. But in this case, the child is so ready to be integrated into your heart so that you can feel that love for yourself again, because this is what I'm really hearing for you, is that this is really the love for yourself. Okay. And that 8-year-old part of you felt totally undeserving of love in that moment, but that doesn't define you as a person. So we're going to connect with that 8-year-old, and anybody listening, connect with whatever age of the child you feel is relevant for you, and just take that moment to do that. And Layla, I want you to connect with your 8-year-old self. Okay, have you got her?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And we're just going to, can you see her in your mind, or do you feel you can just get the essence?
I see her.
Yeah, amazing. So I want you to imagine that she is surrounded by angels. And everyone do the same for their child. So just imagine that she's surrounded by angels. Okay, and tell me, just feedback to me how she's feeling now.
Very sad.
Yeah, good. So now I want you to acknowledge that sadness. And the way that we do that, it's called, we're giving ourselves compassion, basically. I want you to say to her, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
That you feel so sad.
That you feel so sad.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're acknowledging the child self, which is you, which is a part of you that was never acknowledged then. Okay, so now just feel, how does she feel now?
Surprised that somebody's saying that.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of acknowledgement, right?
Yeah.
So then I want you to say to her, okay, I'm so sorry that you felt that you were doing this all on your own.
I'm so sorry that you felt you were doing this all on your own.
Mm-hmm. And you felt that there was no support for you.
And you felt there was no support for you.
Take a deep breath. How does she feel now, your little one?
Calmer.
Good. Okay. What does she need from you?
Peace.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to say to her, I'm so sorry that you forgot.
I'm so sorry that you forgot.
You are a divine being of light.
You are a divine being of light.
Having a human experience.
Having a human experience.
You have peace and love in your heart.
You have peace and love in your heart.
And all your needs are met at all times.
And all your needs are met at all times.
Good. How does she feel now?
She's like, oh.
So one of the angels is going to give her a magic wand now with a star on the top. So just watch as one of the angels comes forward, hands her a magic wand. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're going to put a cloak. They're putting a cloak around her shoulders, a cloak of protection. Gosh, that's the one you needed. Good. Yeah. And a crown of sovereignty. So she's got a crown on her head. She has a magic wand. How does she feel now?
Safe.
Mm-hmm. Does she feel joy in her heart?
No.
Exactly. So I want her to get her magic wand and just tap her heart and watch as the light expands in her heart center Ah, that's good. Okay. And I can see lots of energy leaving her heart. And this is just old energy. I can see lifetimes and things flying out. So just let her tap her heart. She's healing herself. And watch as all of that unwanted energy, we don't really need to know the story of it. Just allow it to release. Take a deep breath. How does she feel now?
Safe.
And does she believe that she can change and create anything?
Not really.
Not yet. No. So I want you to imagine that the angels are stepping in really close to her, and they're going to shower her with a beautiful rainbow light of healing to allow her to feel comforted, to feel loved, to feel safe. And then I want you to bring her into your heart space. And I'm just going to watch what happens. Just imagine bringing her into your heart space and putting your hands on your heart. How does that feel?
I can feel it like waves.
Yeah. Mother Mary's just stepped in here and she just wants to, so when she comes in and sings, so the sound might go again, but when she sings, the energy, it's healing the suffering of the child. And I just want to say to you that obviously we've only got a few minutes here today. Ordinarily, I would have spent a lot longer with your child there. But right now, what we're going to do is make her feel really safe, really secure. And then there's some other work to feel joy, you know, which comes a bit later on. But I think you're going to find it really helpful to do the activation at the end as well. Okay,
Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh. There's just certain tones that stop the radio waves. Okay, so how do you feel in your heart now, Layla?
Like it's a beginning.
Yes, exactly. Brilliant. And as I said before, you know, there are many layers that we could work with, but on a few minutes on a show, obviously that's what we could do today to help her to feel safe. And I think the key thing is when we feel safe, then we have somewhere where we can go.
I'm so grateful. Yeah, thank you so much.
And you've helped.
Feel,
You've helped a lot of people, Layla.
I'm so grateful. That was my prayer. And I could feel little yellow circles coming when Mother Mary coming to me.
Yeah, she's beautiful and she comes in to really heal that suffering child within.
I'm so grateful.
Thank you for sharing the yellow circles. That sounds lovely.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Layla.
Thank you, Alara.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. That was great. So helpful for all of us. So yay, awesome. Okay, so let's go to Alice. Alice, you want to unmute yourself?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you all.
Sure.
Hi, Alice.
Hi. Just very curious. I've been doing a great amount of liberating work in the last 2 years, best years of my life in many ways, because of the realization that my purpose is to be in heart. And yet I would like a little extra help by your perception of especially guiding me into sovereign service, because there's something about, well, I'm not going to talk anymore.
Yeah. Thanks. You know, it's good not to feed a medium, right? Because we prefer to listen to our guides for you. But no, it's great that you shared that. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so they're showing me for you, my love, they're showing me the Akashic records, which commonly known as our book of life, you know, our Akashic realms. And they're showing me, okay, thank you. They're showing me into it, and they show it in your heart. And it's almost like you have the knowing, and you have the knowledge, and you have the wisdom in your heart to share with others, okay? But there is a contract, actually, and these contracts, we come in, amazing contracts, but we also come in with contracts that we hold for the collective, okay? And we hold these contracts for the collective because they are a vibration of density, but we don't need them now, really. We've done a lot of that. So what I'm hearing is that there is a contract here, thank you. There's a contract of fear, okay? So you may have been noticing recently, so we're going to clear that. Everyone's going to do that. It's going to be really helpful for everyone. You may have noticed that you might have been feeling other people's fear a little bit recently, have you? Yeah. So more than perhaps some people might, you know, so perhaps you've been feeling that fear. So when we hold, I'm just going to have a look at where it is held, actually. Yeah. Okay. So it's sort of in the higher heart area. And this is, you know, thymus, thyroid. It's about our power. It's about so on, you know, when we're connecting with that area. And I can see the cording. They just show me energetically the cording to the contract. And the question is, are you ready to let go of it?
Yes.
Yeah, because obviously it's permission based. Yeah. And so I'm going to take you through, and Alara, this is really cool because everybody can say this statement and release it, you know, because I would imagine many people are feeling fear at the moment. So it's really helpful that we just release any contracts that we might have around fear. So bear with me a second. So I'm just going to see who wants to come in. So bear with me a sec. So this is actually Melchizedek, the overseer of the universe, and he often comes in at mission readings, and he's here because he wants to oversee this for you, because you hold, thank you, you hold the ability to actually see into other people's Akashic. Did you know that?
I don't know it intellectually, but I sense I'm becoming sensitive.
Okay, all right, yeah.
And
so that's why they were showing me this. So he comes in just to kind of let me know, so I can tell you that actually you have got the ability to see into others' Akashic realms, to help them, to support them on their journey. Okay, so here we go. Let's just get exactly aligned with this. Okay, so just repeat these words and everyone can do this. I am a sovereign being of light.
I am a sovereign being of light.
And today I choose to set myself free.
And today I choose to set myself free.
I choose to rescind.
I choose to rescind
this contract of fear.
This contract of fear.
And any contracts of fear.
And any contracts of fear.
That I've held for the collective.
That I have held for the collective.
From time before time.
From time before time.
I choose to release and rescind this contract now.
I choose to release and rescind this contract now.
For the highest and best of all.
For the highest and best of all.
With forgiveness and love for myself.
With forgiveness and love for myself.
And for others.
And for others.
I do this now.
I do this now.
And I stand fully in my sovereign light.
And I stand fully in my sovereign light.
Of freedom.
Of freedom.
Take a deep breath. Let me have a look. So what they show me now is your heart expanded and the Akashic records in front of you. So before you had them like in your heart and you were like, well, I know they're there, but I don't know, you know, but now they're like in front of you and you're looking at them. So it's like, oh, okay, so I can look at them now. How do you feel?
Wonderfully expanded and so grateful. And I'm embodying the light more.
You are. It's shining out of your heart energy. Yeah. Yeah. So that was one of the things that was, you know, I don't like the word blocking or holding back, but essentially it's like that, you know, it stops us from stepping forward. It stops us from, you know, shining our light more in the world because we're like, oh, well, I'm holding that fear, you know. All right.
Thank you for this beautiful gift, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you,
Well,
Alice.
thank you.
Yeah.
But
Thanks,
what an
Alice.
honor to be with you, Susan and Alara. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So, wow. Whew.
That was a bit different, Alara.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I think everybody, you know, that was something we all needed to do and all needed to experience for ourselves.
Oh my goodness, in your throat. Wow.
I know, right? Yep. There's some clearing going on in my throat. So it's
good.
Yeah, so it's all good. So I know that we want to do the activation still, and we also want to talk about the package. So you want to take a few minutes and talk about the package?
You can talk about the package and I'll just listen. I'll talk about things that you don't say if you want.
So Susan's package is available at alara.at/show/Susan8. And there's a package A and a package B. And so what we have in package A is 3 live group calls of stepping into the seamless love of ascension. Week 1 is body codes and activations to step into the seamless love of ascension. Week 2 is abundance codes and activations to step into the seamless love of ascension. Week 3 is mission codes and activations to step into the seamless love of ascension, plus bonuses. The light body activation for mission MP3, the stepping into a new timeline activation MP3. That's package A for 111, and that is available in 2 and 3 part payment plans. And then package B is everything in package A plus a 30-minute private session with Susan, and that is available for 222. And again, with 2 and 3 part payment plans available at checkout. So Susan, is there anything you want to add?
I'll expand. Should I expand?
Yes,
thank you for that. I just have to change screens otherwise. I'm really excited because it's next Monday the actual retreats happen. So next Monday. So definitely, you know, if you're interested in doing the work with me, definitely sign up because it starts next Monday for the next 3 Mondays. And we're doing lots of healing as well. So even though the title is activations and codes, actually we're doing a huge amount of healing with that. So whatever the guides, things I can't really tell you what it is, because as you can see the way I work, it's whatever is really important to heal so that those codes can come in and they can be activated. But essentially we do, it's almost like a healing chamber, and many things happen within this healing chamber. So that's all I can really tell you, but it just depends on who shows up and what people need. And what I try to do in these group calls, or pretty much what I always do, is I work with individuals as well. So, you know, you can definitely put your questions, you can definitely ask me things, we can ask the guides. You know, it's not really just codes and activations, it's a lot more than that, but it's hard to put that, you know, in words really, because you have to kind of be present. But if you can't be present, they are always recorded, and also the processes and activations are recorded individually. So you actually you know, even if you can't be there for the actual call, you get the process anyway. So you can either listen to the whole call again, or you can just listen to the activation and process. So, you know, it makes it easier, because sometimes my calls are quite long. I stay with people for quite a long time on my retreats, on my intuitive retreats. So
Yeah. Awesome.
So we wanted to just share that. And then the private session is really anything you want to use it for. I leave that open for people. So if you really want to work with your mission, absolutely we'll do that. There's a huge amount of teams that work with me. So depending on what you need, whether it's inner child trauma work, that's my background, that's my history, specialist in trauma. So anything trauma-based is my specialism. But we can also work on many other levels. So, in the galactic realms and whatever you need, healing relationships. One thing's really good to do is to cut the ties with relationships so that we can really release anything that's stopping us from having that relationship together, or feeling that it's time to move on. Or that can be people that have passed. So if you feel that there's still that unsaid word, or things that you feel that you should have said that you haven't said, or even anything that's happened to you in your life with someone who's passed and you haven't been able to express that, then that's a really good thing to do as well, because we're obviously all energy and we're all unified light of consciousness. So whether it's your relationship now, friendships, work, whatever it might be, we can heal that. We can really get together and be a team to heal whatever you really want to heal.
Beautiful. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So again, that's available.
And physical as well, physical as well. So, we've got Ascension symptoms coming up big time. And not to say I'm not a doctor, I don't claim to heal or cure, but essentially we are facilitating the body to remember its healing process. So whatever is showing up in the body is a barometer for your soul. So we're really listening to that and healing that vibration. And that my background of meta health and working as a naturopath as well. So I bring that in if you need that as well to help facilitate healing.
Awesome, thank you. And so you've seen today just a few examples of how Susan works. She also does the toning. She, does the healing, getting the messages from your guides, her guides, etc., loved ones. So a lot is possible, and a lot is available for you when you book your one-to-one session, and also during those 3 live retreats. It's like Susan said, it's not just about doing activations or transmissions, it's also taking your personal questions as well. So please do take a look at those 2 packages, and like Susan said, it starts next week.
Monday. So it starts in the beautiful realms of the Lion's Gate, which is just
Monday,
fabulous.
August 9th. So it starts next Monday, right after the 8/8, and it's every Monday at 3 p.m. UK, which I think is like 10 a.m. Eastern time. I think.
Yeah.
But there's recordings. If you can't make it live, there's always recordings as well. So. Again, check it out at alara.at/show/Susan8. And you're going to love these experiences with Susan. Thank you, Linda.
Oh, who's that?
Linda was sending me a message.
Linda.
I know. So thank you, Linda. All right. So again, let's we've been experiencing. My throat has been going off and on throughout this whole call. We've been
so interesting. Yeah.
I know, right?
It really is. Do you want me to have a look at it?
Sure. I'm never going to say no. It's like,
so
sure.
Let's see if there's something for everybody to do with their speaking from the heart. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what I want to say, not just for you, Alara, but the solar plexus, heart, and the throat, obviously it's all connected. So when we've got, our power, and our heart and our throat, and we want to speak it, and we want to say everything we want to say, these things are all interconnected. So I'm just having a look at this. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to do, this wasn't part of the plan, but we're going to do this anyway. So just a quick throat activation, because I see the Arcturian Council coming in here, Lara, and this is for you. But this is lifetimes, this is like tablets of lifetimes they're showing me here. So they come in with language. So just receive this, everybody. This is clearing away anything in the throat chakra that stops you from really feeling that you can be heard, you can speak your truth on many different levels. So I'm just going to bring them in. They come in on the left, so you may be able to feel them. They're great healers as well. Ishkala, 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 Titi, Toto, Ishkala, Ish, Ishkala, 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 Titi, Toto, Do. Ishkala. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just checking. Okay, how does it feel in your throat?
I felt chills all over. I still have chills all over. I'm like, so lots of tingling, lots of energy, and my throat feels stronger. But at the same time, it's like it's opening up and expanding because I've had a lot of neck issues lately.
Ah, how interesting. Yeah.
So it seems to be loosening up, and so what I'm seeing even for myself is just like these energy pathways being created to allow more flow and more ease in the communication. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And you would never know that with Alara, would you? Because of the way she communicates beautifully. But it's not about today. It was just about another channel coming. Oh, they're telling me now. It's about another channel coming through you.
Yeah.
So another channel coming in. So that might make sense to you.
It does. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And I've still got chills. Whew. And Diane says her throat tightened and then released. Awesome. So that's great.
Yeah. Okay, where were we? Okay,
so we just did the package, and we did this throat activation. So we're going to do the activation that we had promised everyone. Activation of seamless love.
Okay. So let me just 1 sec. Let's call these particular guides in.
Now I'm back to being hot.
I think they're giving you a little minute, actually. Everyone just come into your heart. Just come into your heart space like before. Okay. Okay, right, thank you. Okay. Just come into your heart space as we're preparing for the activation of seamless love. So I want you just to connect with your Earth Star underneath your feet and the Soul Star above your head. And the beam of light, platinum, golden beam of light from the Soul Star through to the Earth Star. And I want you to imagine a laser blue beam of light coming down through your crown, through your spine, all the way down your legs, into your feet, down into the Earth Star. Just imagine that laser beam aligning you, preparing you to receive into the heart space the activation of seamless love. So I want you to imagine that the angels are surrounding you, and they are creating a beautiful circle of light. And I see it now as a golden beam of light all the way around you. So just imagine that you can see this beautiful golden beam of light all the way around you. And the angels are there in a protective sense to honor you and support you. And then I can see the ascended masters surrounding this circle of light. And now I can see the galactics. And as they step in with the highest vibration here for you. And they are surrounding. And I see them rise up above, and they are coming to circle around the top half of you. And they're coming in with beams from their heart space to your heart space. And as they are beaming in this, I hear it as expansion, this expanded self, this part of you that is awakening gifts from other times. So I feel that this activation of seamless love is actually going to awaken gifts from other times, as well as open doorways for you to receive more abundance and opportunity and love, and for the body to be filled with light and love at every cellular level. Okay, so here goes. So just receive. There are many tones coming in here, some of which you may hear and some of which you may just feel as a vibration. So just go with this and just receive. And what I'm hearing is as you start to hear the tones and the language, then just imagine that your heart space is being filled up, and it is a light that is a platinum golden white light coming into your heart space. And they're telling me that this is going to release any energies that do not vibrate at seamless love on this timeline, and this timeline that you are on right now, allowing you to step on to the next optimal timeline. So here we go. Okay, take a deep breath. Just feel that light within. And know that your heart energy has received the activation of seamless love, allowing more gifts to flow through you and to align more fully to your mission. And so it is. Can you hear me? Did you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. I was just hoping you could hear me. Just in case. Yeah. Okay. How is everyone feeling from that? Because I was watching it happen, and what I didn't expect was all the gifts. So they were saying that the gifts were opening up in the heart. So obviously all our beautiful spiritual gifts are coming through us in our heart space out to the collective. And so what I was seeing is that was opening the doors for the gifts, our beautiful gifts.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that was so powerful. And this is something you can go back and listen to again and again. Roshni says that was powerful, felt lots of vibrations around my neck and shoulders. Linda says it was hard to come back. Yeah. Can we just stay in that space, and stay in that seamless love space? For sure. Angela says, my heart felt heavy. Breath was stopping at the throat. Keep breathing, Angela. Okay,
Yeah.
keep breathing.
Mm.
Suzanne said, thank you. I felt a peaceful joy. Awesome. Let that peaceful joy expand some more. Layla says, felt it in my head too.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So let that energy just expand some more. Keep breathing as well. And Diane says, coincidentally, I got that message from guidance yesterday that some wonderful gifts are coming to me. This confirms it. Yay, awesome. I love that.
That's cool.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Rebecca says, every single healing was what I found in my heart, layer by layer. Throat healing, exactly what I needed as I begin tomorrow to share my truth. Ooh, wow, exciting. Congratulations, Rebecca. Awesome. Wishing lots of luck with that. Oh, good. Yeah. So is there anything else that you wanted to share with us, Susan, and your guides?
We can see. I was surprised that they put that blue laser beam down the spine. So what they were doing was obviously aligning and preparing the energy so that we were in that alignment before we received it, because that's obviously really important. Let me have a look.
And to me, that's that laser blue light, it comes through from the Arcturians. So we were working with the Arcturians right before, right?
Yeah, they came in just now at the end as well. And the Arcturians are beautiful. You know, the Palladians were the first ones that worked with me knowingly, and then the Arcturians came in, and then many other energies come through. But the Arcturians seem to be coming through a lot recently, and they're all, you know, what I feel what the teams want to say is that just to really connect with your council, you know, really connect with your council, because your council are honoring you all the time, you know, your team of council, and just imagine them like a semicircle behind you, and just invite them into your space. And the statement that I used in the clearing, you can go back and listen to that, create all that is, something similar to that before you connect with your guides, before you choose to do any spiritual work, is really helpful, because it allows you to get that sense of knowing and trusting your guides. And they all have signatures. So the guides come in with a signature, and if you see them, then obviously you see them, right? But if you don't see them clairvoyantly, you can get the sense of feeling them, and then you start to get to know the signatures of your guides, and you start to learn who's around, and loved ones as well, of course. But you start to know. And I've been a medium for nearly 30 years now, you know, and so it is something that I kind of understand, you know. When we understand how we can invite guides in and allow them to leave as well, you know, we have that ability to invite and ask them to leave. That's really important, because you are in control of all of that. And I know sometimes it can feel scary to think you've got, you know, guides and angels all around you and watching you. And when I first became a medium and I learned how to, you know, connect, once I stopped resisting it, I used to think they could see me on the toilet, you know, or in the bed and things like that. But that's not how it is, you know. And it was just something I was like, oh my God, they can see you everywhere. My God, that's like really scary. But that was in my 20s, I have to say. So it was a long time ago. But but it's not like that, because it's an energy. So they're very much with you, very much supporting you and allowing you to be in this beautiful time, you know. But we just have to ask. And I think that's the message from the guides, that they are there for you, and they are there to listen to you. And if you don't get the answer immediately, then just be open for a butterfly, a feather, you know, a sign from the universe. You know, maybe you'll hear something, you know, somebody will be talking about something and it will really resonate, or you'll hear a name, or you'll smell some perfume or something like that, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's not always a booming voice in your head or in the sky.
Yeah.
It's not.
And sometimes they don't tell you anything, and quite often I'll ask them something and they were like, all is well, child. I'm like, okay. but that's not really helpful. So, it's we have to sometimes feel and learn to trust that what is showing up in our experience is exactly what is perfect for us.
And sometimes the answers, I was saying this yesterday, is sometimes come in little whispers, so it's like, are you still enough? Are you taking time to be and to be in your heart space to receive the messages, right? If you're constantly busy and in your head and focusing on the external, you might miss it. But it's like you have to take some time to be still once in a, for a little while every day, and you'll get it. I've been getting a lot of messages for myself when I'm walking with Neo, so which is great, right? Or when I'm just sitting for a few minutes quietly and I've asked a question yesterday, like not even questions, but it just comes in. It's like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. Yes, thank you, right? Yeah. And so you will get it if you're taking that time for yourself and making it a priority as well, and making yourself a priority. It always comes down to, are you making yourself a priority, or are you making everything else a priority, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I said, right earlier on, I got a huge amount of information that I needed when I was silent in the pod, in the pods that I go into. Yeah. And, essentially it's the time that they get me. And as soon as I got in the pod, they're like, good. Now we can give you some information. Yeah. Because, when you're so busy, I tend to just be helping others, with my guidance. And so it's good for them to tell me things as well. So
absolutely. Yeah, because you are just as important as everybody else, as everybody that you're serving, So Linda was asking, can you shut them off for yourself? You're talking about the guides. Can you shut off the guides yourself? Absolutely. You just say no.
So my children, my daughter, for example, who's 13 and a half, is, born to two mediums. So she obviously chose that for a reason. She 100% does not want to see spirit, right? So we did a deal with spirit and we were like, you know what, only come around when I'm with her. So she feels completely happy with that. So we just made a deal. And that was it. And she gets inner guidance and she knows before she knows and all of that stuff, but she doesn't see spirit and she doesn't get that sense of them around her because she made that decision. I think she'll change it later, but it's her choice, Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely can. And it's really important to know that, that you can just say, look, sorry, can you just, I want to sleep tonight. Please don't talk to me when I'm going to sleep. And that used to happen to me years ago, where they used to come in and try and talk to you and like, but actually, I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, come back
so
later.
It's really important. Yeah. And you can also ask for them to come while you're sleeping and just give you information, while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Because it will go into the soul.
Yeah, so you have control. You're in like the driver's seat of all that as well, right?
Absolutely.
So I just love what Sherry says. Sherry said, I now have my magical wand. Yes, me too. I love that magical wand. My inner child loved that magical wand. It was so much
Oh my
fun.
goodness, the guides, I mean, they have so much in that process where they bring stars in. There's a basket of stars and each star is connection, love, joy. But of course, we'd spend 15, 20 minutes doing that. So I didn't want to do that, but that is really magical as well. Yeah,
absolutely. No, wonderful, wonderful processes. Wonderful healing. We did quite a few.
They're in my book, Alara. They're actually in my book when my book finally gets published.
Yay, good. I'm so happy about that. Yeah, so happy about that. So exciting. Yeah, so I think we're complete for today. I know we didn't get to all the questions, but we did get to quite a few different processes. So please go back and watch or listen again, because there was so much here, right? There was so much here for you to receive healing and clearing and just empowering you as well to really recognize how powerful your heart space is, your connection with source, with spirit, how powerful that is and how it can serve you. So Alice says, what a magic wand gift to realize the seamless heart connection to the I am presence and the multitude of guides that are always with us when we ask. I am safe and protected in choosing to be and listen and receive and trust. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Alice. Yeah, and that's the thing. You are always supported. You are worthy. You are deserving. You are loved. And, keep asking. Asking, you shall receive. right? Just what I needed. Thank you so much. Oh, good. Thank you, Diane. All right, everyone, and please do take a look at the packages, because like Susan said, the first retreat is next Monday, right after the 8/8, and then it's every Monday for 3 weeks as well. Package B includes a 30-minute personal session with Susan. You definitely want to get that. It's something that I've been wanting to get for a long time, and I haven't. I don't know why, how that happened, that I never got a session with Susan. It's like, did I not? I don't think so. Anyways.
You got a bit of one today, so that's all right.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, when Robert first got into like stuff, you were so helpful. So thank you. But yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
She doesn't get it
Alara,
yet.
just to say as well, because I'm in the UK, so if you book in your private session and you can't find a slot that fits, book it in and email me anyway, because Wendy, my beautiful assistant, which she may be here. I saw Wendy earlier, so I don't know if that's my Wendy, but Wendy will sort that out for you. So don't worry if you can't find anything apart from like 1 a.m. on my system. Don't worry about it, because we will be flexible with you, okay, and find you a slot that suits your time zone.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you. That's great.
All right.
All right, everyone. So thank you. Again, like I said, we did have quite a few different processes. So please drink some water, ground, connect to your heart space, you know, expand out and nurture you. Okay, nurture you, right? So be gentle with yourself. Right. So, and again, thank you again, Susan, so much. It's always so much fun having you here with us. I just enjoyed so much. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for sharing your energy. Thank you.
It was powerful. So thank you. And until next time, everyone, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Thank you, Alara.
Love everyone.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Destiny. Love you too.
Thank you.
You too, everyone. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Much love.
Awesome. Good.